Hey guys, King of Charmanders here, and today I bring you a video on the meta time charger bow builds. 100 plus Driftsmelt Journey. Why is it so hard? As this video features the best bow builds for time charger featuring the Black Diablos and the Camellios bow. I will also document the reality of drift smelting by showing you live footage of drift smelting multiple pieces. You know, the things that people don't do, our other content creators, because they won't actually put in the work. They just put in a bunch of BS to make sure they show you that they know what they're talking about when they actually don't. And I will feature drift smelting 10 pieces of armor. Yes, 10 pieces of armor. I'm going to make both of these sets. I'm going to show you how painful it is. First, of course, we got to start off with the data. And here's the data damage comparison. Here we have the two best meta time charger bow builds featuring Camellios and Black Diablos. As you see, time charger, if you're able to consistently proc, will do amazing with the Camellios bow. With the poison damage, it's great, it's awesome, and you should totally use it if you really want to. And as for the Black Diablos bow, I have a comparison here with the Burst 4 and the Critical Ferocity build. It is not great. It's not consistent because your crit ratio is too low. Every expert knows 80 to 100% is a standard. Anything lower than that, you're coin flipping, and this is just a theoretical average. It's not going to happen every time, and having more than half isn't really great. The thing about it is, if you look at the actual comparison, Burst 4 has a true average of 5,725 versus Critical Ferocity 4,985. And every Super Bow main knows. This doesn't factor in charge rated damage 4 right now either. Every Super Bowl main knows Focus 5 is mandatory for offense and defense. The monster isn't just going to sit there and let you blast it to death like Great Jagras, unless it's a Great Jagras. So again, if you don't main Super Bows, use Focus 5. It's needed, it's a must, and the timing, and again, offense and defensively, especially level 3 to damage 4, it's needed. And here are the builds, starting with the Camellios meta time charger bow build, and this build uses TC5, Focus 5, and Camellios Venomous 3. If you already have this build, the meta build, it's amazing, and it can create some crazy damage when you combine it with Poison Exploit. And as usual, the reason why I put Evade Extender in here with Kushala DR Vambraces is because it's an incredible skill that allows you defense and movement for range. Even one, you'll notice, and that little extra breathing room you get will give you more breathing room to fire off time charger shots. For this build, you need the Camellios bow, of course, as maxed out, or as high as you can get it. The Camellios helmet at grade 8. Camellios mail at grade 8. Kushala DR Vambraces at grade 8. Camellios coil at grade 8. And the Gyrototus Greaves at grade 8. And of course, all of these are 5 time charger Driftsmelt builds. And the next one is the Black Diablos meta time charger Driftsmelt build. I already went over this one before, but here it is. This build uses TC5, Focus 5, and Burst 4. It's the most consistent and doesn't rely on heavy conditional skills like Critical Ferocity. For those of you that don't know, you must proc Critical Ferocity and then hope that it procs your negative crit damage. So there's a lot of conditions for it to go through there. Unless you have a high enough negative crit, it's not really worth it because it's not consistent. Does it work? Yes. Is it going to consistently pump out damage like other builds do? No, it won't. And again, the true average isn't as high as the Burst build. Beato's Vambraces are also needed for the Bunny Blade build, so it allows you to flex for that build. So the great thing about this one is if you're using the Bunny Blade Focus 5 build, which is the meta because, you know, in order for you to proc Bunny Blade skill, you need to have fully charge your blade. You need the Beato's Vambraces, that's why I have it in here. So it's flexible. For this build, you need the Azarathlos helmet at grade 8, Bishhatin mail at grade 6, the Beato's Vambraces at grade 8, Rathlos coil at grade 8, as well as the Glavenus Greaves at grade 8, with 5 time charger Driftsmelts. And next, the official Driftsmelt Journey to get all of these Driftsmelts. Since so many people just throw out random misinformed builds out that they actually spend money on Insta-Smelts and say that 1 kilometer is easy and a 3.3% chance easy, here is in my document, I'm the only one showing you this for sure on the English side, how difficult this process truly is. I spent 2 days and 100 plus Driftsmelts slaying 150 plus monsters. Given this was a whole lot easier than before because nowadays Monster Hunter now made it where guaranteed drift stones will actually drop from monsters. And with monster backtracking, I can literally cruise around my neighborhood, pop open the app again, and then here you go. I have a bunch of monsters that I could just slay and sit in my car and just slay and blast them to death. Guaranteed stones drops are amazing, and this is why I was able to do this in only 2 days. And I'm going to show you every drift smelt and estimated total to get it, unlike everyone else. So you know how hard it is, and so you are informed, as this is crazy. Unless you really want it, go after it. First off, we have the Azaratlos Helm, which took 20 plus drift smelts. I actually started this one earlier, so I think I did 3 or more into it, 4 into it, but so I don't have the exact total. Not entirely sure. Again, I started this one early, so this is actually more painful than it seems. And I also attempted 1 drift gem, which equals headstrong. Rest in pieces. That's what makes it so hard. You're not just gonna get time charger, you also have the opportunity and the unfortunate opportunity to get headstrong, which is not what we want here. As you see, there's headstrong right there, it just popped up. 40 plus kilometers is 24 miles if you do the ratio, because it's 1 kilometer. 1 kilometer is still a long time. So that's almost a marathon right there. This one was kind of painful. I rolled headstrong twice. Not only did I use a drift gem, but also another one regularly. And here you go. I finally got time charger. So here you go. Difficult. 20 plus. Not that bad in comparison to the others. And next up, we have time charger number 2, the Bish Hatton Mail. This took 21 drift smelts. 21 kilometers equals 26 miles plus. Not as bad as the Azaratlos Helm, but I had to slay some Bish Hatton along the way to build this one. Because I didn't actually have mines at grade 6, or actually no, grade 5 is what you need in order to drift smelt into it. So I needed to get it to grade 6 for full power. I'm still working on that right now. I literally have 1 feather left, and after that, I can upgrade it to grade 6. But as you see right here, I just want to get to a level where I could drift smelt into it, and it was still painful to do. Just blasting these left and right. So yes, if you're 42 drift smelts already if you put the first 2 together. But it's nice that this piece, again, only required grade 5 in order to drift smelt into it, because even though I didn't have that extra level of burst, I can still start it ahead of time. And even though you have that, it's still incredibly painful. As you see here, blasting left and right in order to get time charger, and finally we get it. Defensive bonus skill, but you know what? The skill is more important than the bonus stat, and here we got it. Now after 20 plus for 2, we finally have one that didn't take that long. For time charger 3, drift smelt is the Beatotis Van Braces. I actually didn't have these ones built more, but more on that later. This only took 4 total drift smelts. As you see, it's completely empty. Never drift smelted into. And 4 kilometers equals 2.5 miles. I got super lucky on this one. I thought I was going to spend this day having a very painful day, but this one was actually really great. I was jumping for joy in my car. I was pumping my arms because it only took like 20 minutes for me to get this, because it was only 4 drift stones. I didn't even use the whole set here. But I didn't have my Beatotis Van Braces actually built at all. So this one was actually from Forge all the way up to grade 8. So thank you to the summer exchange mats, because thanks to that, I didn't have to like hunt down as many Beatotis to get this to grade 8 to drift smelt into it. And lucky once, no, lucky twice. Well, actually it took the same amount, but you know what? Anything less than 10 I will take. Time charger 4, Rathalos Coil. The funny thing is I never actually drift smelted into this thing. 4 kilometers, of course, 2.5 miles. And again, as you saw right there, I just overgraded it. I left it at 5.5. I never thought I would just smelt into this. And after only 4, I got super lucky again, which makes me really happy. For those of you getting it this fast, I really hope that you do get it, because when you do and this pops, the dopamine effect is so awesome. Actually, no, it's incredibly painful, and you're like, oh my gosh, I got it early again, let's go. And as you see here, I finally got one that I wanted. It was affinity +1. You always want the affinity bonuses, because even if it's +1, the chance of you proccing it, I've seen it proc before, and it's definitely cool to see. And last but not least, for time charger number 5 for the Black Diablo's bow time charger meta build, the Glavenus Greaves. This actually took only 13 total drift smelt. Still got super lucky, and 13 kilometers I believe is, if you do the math, that's still a lot of mileage. But you know what? Only 13 is still mad lucky. I honestly thought this one would give me a harder time. I actually bought the Glavenus pack in the Monster Hunter Now web store because I actually didn't have all the materials to grade 8 this thing. So I was like, oh wait, this thing's in the shop. Okay, let me spend money to get it. I will spend money to save time. That's the thing. When you play AR games, it takes so much time. And because I'm a solo player, I don't play in Japan or anything like that, I will take every opportunity I get to save myself some time, because you can't buy time. But In total, this only took, what, 21 for 3 pieces? So I was so happy. I got this one early. But mind you, this is only one. We still got to go after Chameleos, and you see right there with a bonus stat of attack +3, sweet time charger. Here we are. And next up, we have the Chameleos bow for time charger 6, which took 15 total Driftsmelts, and 20 kilometers, which is 12 miles-ish, or like 12.5. And the reason I put 20 instead of 15 is because I actually used one drift gem, which gave Headstrong, and that was a massive... I thought this one was going to take a lot longer though, so after getting shafted by the drift gem, I was just happy to get this in less than 20. After especially going through both helmets, trying to put a drift gem into there, and just praying to R and Jesus that I'm going to get it, and it's going to come early, but sure enough, after less than 20, I finally got it. So I was very happy about this result. And for number 7, we have the time charger. Number 7 is going to be Chameleos Mail. This is my lucky number, but I guess my lucky number this time around is 4 Driftsmelts, because this is the 3rd piece where I only took 4 total Driftsmelts, which is about 2.5 miles. And honestly, I was super happy after dealing with the Chameleos helm to get this so fast. I expected a repeat of that one, but the next one is so painful. Cue the anime music, because I needed so much motivation to keep on going. You will see an absolutely disgusting amount of insta-smelts being used, and the reality of drift smelting for those that try to act like they actually grind that hard to make these sets. Credits to that awesome creator you saw right there, but this one was Time Charger 8 Kushala Embraces, and it took 77 total just. It's still going! It's literally still going! It hasn't stopped yet! 77 kilometers, 40 miles, bro! I got 4 Headstrongs. I was trolled so hard before I finally got Time Charger. I was getting so... This one was so painful. This was literally the most unlucky piece I've ever had to drift my entire life. When I finally got it, I wasn't even happy. I felt destroyed. I felt defeated. I was like, oh my gosh, I have 2 more left. Please, 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 never let this happen ever again. But that is the harsh reality of drift smelting, ladies and gentlemen. It is hard. So, after that insanely painful revelation, I decided to try my luck. After my 3rd drift gem, I was like, I'm gonna get Headstrong again. So... for time charger number 9, the Chameleos coil, it only took 1 drift gem. Thank you so much. Since I blew over so much, 77 plus, I was like, you know what? Let me try it. 5 kilometers, 3.1 miles. I'm gonna blow through it. I closed my eyes for this one. I was like, please, please. I literally closed my eyes, and I was like, as soon as I opened them, I saw time charger, and I was like so happy. In addition, you got the Affinity +1, so I was like, let's go. After 2 Headstrong drift gems, I was so confident I was gonna get shafted this one too. I was just so happy. This is why this one took so long. I was just like celebrating. I was like, finally, finally, 1 piece left. And that last piece was the Gyrototus Greaves. For the Time Charger 10th piece, it took 23 Driftsmelts. I will take 23 after 77 for the Van Braces. Nah. 23 kilometers is 14 miles or plus. And I got 1 Headstrong Troll Driftsmelt. After that 1 Troll Driftsmelt, I was like, this is going to be the exact same episode as the Kushala Van Braces. Not going to lie, I was like so defeated. But you know what? I was super happy. That motivation I got from that Drift Gem for the coil, I was super happy to get this in less than 30 Driftsmelts. I remember reading content and like looking up everything because I like study content all the time and started to look up what other people are doing and how other people are getting lucky. Someone got a full set in less than 30 Driftsmelts. A full set, a full 5 of Time Charger, getting super lucky, and I am hoping and praying that's all of you as well. As you see, this was exceptionally painful. Never want to go through this ever again. But hopefully you see this right here. And again, it was affinity +1, so I was super happy for the bonus stat. Couldn't ask for anything more, and at least for the double bow builds, for the 2 strongest bow meta builds for Time Charger, I was finally done. And if you put the grand total together, the grand total for the Driftsmelt Totals, for the Black Diablos bow, it took 62 drift stones, 2 mysterious drift gems. Put that together, that's 72 kilometers total, which was 41.6 miles. For the Chameleon's bow, it was even worse, with 119 drift stones, 1 mysterious drift gem, totaling at 124 kilometers, which was 77 miles. It almost took twice as long to get the Chameleon's bow Time Charger Driftsmelt build versus the Black Diablos bow Driftsmelt build. You see how painful it is? Combined total, if you put them all together, that's that's over 200 kilometers total for both of these combined, over 100 miles. There's the evidence. There's one drift gem, and here's the other one. The other one that had me just like throwing my... I actually threw my phone across my car just because I was that mad. And finally, hopefully this gives you some insight into how hard drift smelting actually is. You can only drift smelt one piece at a time, even if it's only 1 kilometer. With 3.3% odds that you will get Time Charger, and even on a coin flip for the drift gems, because it's 50-50, you either get Headstrong Time Charger, can make the grind so painful. I hate it, and it's my biggest pet peeve how people are like, build this, build that. I guarantee you, there is no one out there on the English side showing you this. Yes, I spend money on the game. I have the right to use my money for my own entertainment. Some of you are doing it as well. Don't let anybody tell you that you're wasting your money or time on this. This is your entertainment. And if you want to do it, it's way better than you going on drugs or something else. As a mental health therapist, there are way less things you can spend your money on that could cause a whole lot of bad things for your health. This isn't one of them. Go out and grind if you can get that insane grind, because drift smelting is truly an insane grind if you don't get lucky. You do not need it to get far into the game unless you're going after the 10-star trials. You don't need it. It is not necessary. If you don't want to spend a whole bunch of money or a whole bunch of time, it's perfectly fine. Take your time. Hopefully you get lucky, and I'm hoping all of you really do. But yeah, don't listen to misinformed people that won't show you stuff like this and show you exactly how difficult it is to get it. Because they probably didn't do their research. They probably didn't do their homework. And if they do have a degree, I don't know how you even got a college degree. Because you need resources and sources to prove your papers. This is the proof of my papers. With that being said, please do me a huge favor. Like, subscribe, and comment for the YouTube algorithm. I wish you the best of luck. You still got some time to get your Time Charger builds. Hopefully you get all of them you need early on, and it doesn't take you 77 for one piece. Good luck on your grinds, good luck on your drift smelts, and I will see y'all on the next video.